Tuktamysheva will refuse to participate in Ilya Verbuk's anniversary show due to health problems. The choreographer and producer's show, dedicated to his half-century anniversary, will take place in Moscow on December 17. Dear friends, unfortunately, I will not be able to perform at Ilya Verbuk's anniversary due to health reasons. It's a pity to miss such a wonderful celebration, but such are the circumstances, wrote the 2015 world champion. The Russian anti-doping agency, Elizaveta, in November tested Olympic figure skating champion Kamila Valieva for doping for the second time this year. According to TASS, the last time the athlete was tested for banned substances was in July 2023. At the same time last year Valieva was tested 3 times. She is still in the pool of the International Skating Union, which regularly checks the Russian. In just 11 months of 2023 Elizaveta tested 73 figure skaters for doping. The most tested athlete was Adalia Petrosian. She has been tested 5 times already. Alexandra Trusova showed a musical teaser. The publication marked the date, December 19. At the end of the musical fragment are the words, "I am not a doll." Alexandra Trusova spoke about her participation in a friendly hockey match at the opening of the skating rink at the RZHD Arena in Moscow. Recall, Trusova played for the national team of clubs Lokomotiv, entering the field in the first period. Played not for the first time, earlier with my father tried. For me, hockey is more difficult than figure skating. The opponents are all too professional, they took the puck away right away. To be honest, I didn't prepare at all. I have a performance today, I'll go to it right after the match. Went out on the ice in figure skates, on hockey skates you have to learn, I have not tried, quotes Trusova. RIA Novosti Sport. Tatyana Tarasova, an honored coach of the USSR, has spoken out about the decision of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, to admit Russian athletes to the upcoming 2024 Olympics in Paris in a neutral status. Now only 6 people have agreed to these conditions. This is very little for the country. All team sports are not participating. It is unclear who else will have time to qualify. It's all terrible. The fact that we are suspended is terrible, and if we are allowed, then under inhuman rules, quotes Tarasova. RIA Novosti Sport. Recall, earlier the IOC published a release, according to which only those Russian athletes who meet a number of conditions put forward will be admitted to the Olympic Games in France. Also, only individual athletes will be able to participate in the Olympics, teams in various sports will not be allowed to compete. According to the latest IOC release, 6 Russian and 5 Belarusian athletes were granted licenses to compete at the Olympic Games in 2024. Coach Tamara Moskvina said she is preparing the figure skaters for the 2026 Olympics. There is still quite a lot of time, and a lot can change. There is no point in commenting on this decision now, which only concerns the Olympics in Paris. Because there is no information how the situation will develop by then. I am working, preparing my athletes for the 2026 Olympics. Our athletes are competing at major Russian competitions, preparing new programs and elements in order to be able to compete with those athletes from other countries who are now competing at European and World Championships. We can see how they are preparing so that once our athletes start competing at international competitions again, they will remain as strong as they were before they were cut from the competition, Moskvina said. It became known how the medals of the Russian Figure Skating Championship 2024 look like. The tournament will be held in Chelyabinsk from December 21 to 24. The medals are made in the traditional style of Zlatoust steel engraving in the workshops of arts and crafts LIC in the city of Zlatoust. The middle of the medal is rotating. On one side, the year, on the other, the symbolism of the championship. The medal for the 3rd place was made of copper. For the 2nd and 1st, from brass, covered with gold and nickel. The author is Maria Chaburkova, A member of the Union of Artists and a LICA specialist, said Andrei Loktachev, head of the workshops. Roman Kostomarov believes that becoming disabled is scarier than death. I realize that death is not scary. I have always been afraid. I have always taken care of myself in life. Although I am an extreme person, jumped from bridges on bungees, raced fast on a motorcycle, but I was always afraid to fall, break a leg or an arm, because I had a job, figure skating. Subconsciously I was taking care of myself. Where I could ride 320 kilometers, I rode 300. Almost to the max. I didn't think about death, but subconsciously I thought that death was scary. Now I realize it's not. It's scary to be crippled. The hospital was the hardest part. First, getting that reality out of my head. Why leave this on earth? There's really no other way to put it, it's scary. To start doing something, to turn over in your brain that you need to start something, to move and train yourself. You have to lift your head off the pillow. It was a shock to me. I didn't understand how to train. I have nothing, how to train and for what? It's all thanks to my wife. Thanks to her and my brother who were there for me. They tried to brainwash me every day, telling me that we'll get through this hard road together, but we have to start. I have someone to live for. I know that death is a scary life for loved ones, but I wouldn't be scared to leave. It would be much more peaceful to leave this world, but it is scary for loved ones and family. But I realize that time heals everything. I realize that in 6 months, a year, everything will pass. Even if I am gone, everyone will live. Will remember periodically, said Kostomarov on air of the program exclusive on Channel 1. Roman Kostomarov told about the dreams he saw in a medically induced coma. Do I remember the coma? When I was disconnected, not anymore. I remember being taken to the hospital. Next I remember going to the bathroom a couple times on my own. Next I woke up at the end of January. Through the medication, I had strange dreams. I don't know where the dreams were coming from. You don't realize if you're alive or not. It's like when a person is asleep, they sometimes dream something scary, crazy. I had a dream that I remember. As if there is a real life, and there is a parallel one. I dreamt that I was looking at myself from a distance of 10 meters. Next to me, someone is filming me standing there on a cell phone. I was standing with a hat on, and at some point it's like a match that smolders, I'm out of the hat vaporized, and it falls on my sneakers. I'm watching in total shock and I don't know what's wrong. And in the same way, seconds later, 20 to 30 seconds later, I reappear. And I can see it. And when I came to myself, Oksana and my brother told me that on the phone recorded such a thing. Look how I just steely and back again. Oksana says, what video? There's no video here. Reality and unreality got mixed up. Perhaps during this dream I flew a stone into the abyss and, probably, did not reach, as the doctor said, a few meters, came back. I survived. Probably something to do with that. The dreams were sometimes terrible. If I talk about all of them, it would take too long to tell the whole story. Delusional. When I would try to get out of bed, the nurses would pull me back with their stiff hands to keep me still. Apparently, my dream and reality were merging, and I was trying to get up. And you could not, and there was nothing to do, said Kostomarov on the air of the program exclusive on Channel 1.